We're kicked off of. No sweat. All right, first reader, present thyself in that registry.
Young man BJ, Bunya Howard, Bunya Shala.
Young man BJ, Bunya Howard, Bunya Shala.
Yabashim Yashab Rekta.
Yabashim Yashabakata. Unplug.
La Yashal.
Madhyam, which means stand, upon Yakudam, turn to face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer. In Hebrew, you can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 through 13. Abanawu.
Abanawu.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shamkah.
Shamkah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakuthka.
Malakura.
Taba'ah.
Rala'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Asher.
Ba'ratazah.
Ratazah.
Kawah.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayim.
Maya.
Nathan Lanawu.
Nathananak.
Lacham.
Ka.
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 Yawam.
Lamar.
Wasalak Lanawu.
Rasalashnaw.
Kawawat Nawu.
Kawashnaw.
Kasalak Nawu.
Kawashnaw.
Kawawat Yanawu.
Kawashnaw.
Wala'ah.
Allah.
Tabi'ah Nawu.
Radana.
Banasawan.
Sawan.
Abal.
Abor.
Hawashah Nawu.
Asana.
Mayan.
Raya.
Rai.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Alala.
Waha'ala.
La.
Wahata Para.
Power.
La'ulamim.
Alami.
Aman.
Aman.
In English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
who was already,
hallowed be thy name.
I'll be right now.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth
Even earth,
as it is in heaven.
as is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts
And forgive us our debt.
as we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our
And lead,
debtors.
and lead us not to temptation,
And lead us not to temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
The fire and the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer for the Hakak, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Yah Bashem Yahshah,
Baruch Shah.
Papa Shashah,
Nathan Lanawa.
Thunderna,
Hakak.
Haka,
Hakak.
Haka,
La Rapa'ah.
Badla,
Kal Machalah.
Karatla,
Wakal Madawa.
Karala,
Hakak.
Haka,
La Tahar.
Hator,
Hamad Tazarayim.
Mat Tazawai,
Hakak.
Haka,
La Hakim.
Awaki,
Hamakim.
Amati,
Hakak.
Haka,
Al Rakawah.
Adatra,
Hatam Allah.
Atamla,
Lagar son.
Agarsha,
Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
Bashem Yahshah,
Tawad Aman.
Dawaraman,
In English, Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
and the name of Yahshah,
Please give us the power.
gives us the power,
The power to heal all manner of sickness
the power to heal all men to sick,
and all manner of disease.
and all men to
The
disease,
power to cleanse the lepers.
the power to give the
The
leper,
power to raise the dead.
the power to raise the dead,
The power against unclean spirits.
the power to give unclean
To
spirits,
cast them out.
to cast them out,
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
and the name of Yahshah.
Thank you so big.
Thank you, so be it.
Pray to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yah Bashim Yasha.
Barak Lanawu.
Barakna.
Wayasha Allah.
Yasha.
Wahabaya.
Gawa.
Sapari.
Yapari.
Barak.
Ara.
Rapa'ah.
Ara.
Magun.
Agun.
Hagun.
Agun.
The house of Rapah.
Our house of Rapah.
All of Israel.
All the Israel.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yasha.
Tawada Amon.
The water Amen.
In English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahusha.
Bless us and Israel.
And bless us in Israel.
And the school.
And school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
To protect
Our loved ones.
our loved
In the
ones.
name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahusha.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahahari.
Ahari.
Mayan.
Maya.
Yaba'ah.
Maya.
Azari.
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 Ma'ayin.
Maya.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Yasha.
Shamayam.
Shamiyam.
Waratazah.
Rakasa.
Al Yathan.
Ayata.
Lamuwat.
Ayawa.
Ragalka.
Agor.
Al Yanawam.
Ayawam.
Shemaka.
Amar.
Hana.
Ana.
La'ah.
Ah.
Yanawam.
Yawam.
Wala'ah.
La.
Yashun.
Yasha.
Shawamah.
Shamor.
Yasha'al.
Yashal.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shemaka.
Shamar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazolka.
Sar.
Al Yah.
Ayah.
Yumyaka.
Yam.
Yawamam. Hashamash.
Yashma.
La'ah.
La.
Yakaka.
Agaka.
Wayirah.
Raywa.
Balayila.
La.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamaka.
Yashmar.
Makal Rai.
Makara.
Yashamar.
Yashmar.
Ah.
As.
Napashka.
Yabaska.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashmar.
Taza'aka.
Gaza.
Waba Wa'aka.
Allah.
Ma'itha.
Yata.
Wa'ai.
Yama.
Awalum.
Allah.
In English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
As lift up the eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
Which come my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Yahweh will come from Yahweh.
which made heaven and earth.
To heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He's not such a foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keeps thee not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasha'ala
he got Jesus Yashala.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Lest he slumber or sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
There I was our keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh shall say upon my right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun that shall not be by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall judge thee for all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He that sows thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall go not going out
and thy coming in
and not coming in.
from this time forth
There is not for.
and even forevermore.
And even more.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damiyah Lakah.
After the out of the cup.
Al Thafarach.
After the rock.
Wal Tashakwat.
After the squat.
Al
Oh,
Kayahana.
God not.
Al Wiyabika.
God,
Yahama Yawan.
Yahweh.
Wamasanayaka.
Yahmashanaka.
Sha'awa Ra'ash.
The Ira us.
Al Imaka.
I'm
Ya'ariyamu.
young.
Sawa.
You're
Wayatha Ya'aitazawa.
the third Yahshas the walk.
Al Tazapawanyika.
I thought the one.
Amaru.
Amor.
Lakawa.
Yahjawa.
Wanakakidam.
Yahta the dumb.
Magawi.
Agor.
Wala'at.
La.
Yazakar.
Yashkar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yashal.
Iwa.
Kaya.
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 Nawa Aitazawa.
They are not just a Kuwa.
La.
Loa.
Yakhadwa.
Laka.
Alika.
Alika.
Baryat.
Yashka.
Yakarathwa.
Yashkwash.
Ahalya.
Yahari.
Adawam.
Alaman.
Wayashama Alayam.
Yamashai Alim.
Mawab.
I love.
Wahagari.
Agori.
Gabal.
Go.
Wamuwan.
Alaman.
Wamalak.
Allah.
Halshat.
Yasha.
Amishabi.
Yamsham.
Tazawar.
Tazawu.
Gam Ashawar.
Ta Asawu.
Nalawa.
Alawa.
Imam.
Amon.
Haiwa.
I was.
Zarwa.
Shara.
Labanya Lawa.
Gabanu Yawa.
Salat.
Shalat.
Aisha Laham.
Shal. I shall Luam.
Kamadian.
Kamaya.
Kasayat Sara'at.
Kajama Shalaya.
Kayabian.
Kayab.
Banachol.
Kayo.
Koyashwan.
Yazwan.
Nashamadwa.
Yashamaswa.
Ba'ayanda Arab.
Yam the Ara.
Hayawa.
Ira.
Daman.
And Laman.
La Dama.
Yadam.
Shatamu.
Shatam.
Nadaya Mawa.
Yadam. Wa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Wakazaaba.
Yadarat.
Wakazabak.
Yadabat.
Wakatazamanan.
Yadazar no man.
Calling the Sakamwa.
Called us to come.
Ashar.
Ashor.
Amarwa.
Amar.
Naya Rasha.
Yashar.
La Nawa.
Yadawa.
Ah.
Ash.
Na'awat,
Alawa.
Alahayim,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Aya.
Shaitamwa,
Jadam.
Kagalgala, Kakwash,
Kakwash.
Lapanya,
Yagpanya.
Rauka,
Gapa.
Kaash,
Kaash.
Saba'ira,
The Ira.
Ya'ira,
The Ira.
Wakalahaba,
Adrahara.
Talahat,
Adra.
Haryam,
Ayam.
Kantar Datma,
Da.
Basairika,
Das Ira.
Wabasa Wapafka,
The Basha Gaba.
Thabalaham,
Lala.
Mala'at,
Allah.
Panyaham,
Danyam.
Kwalawan,
Lala.
Wayabakwashwa,
Got Baya.
Salak, Wayabakwashwa,
Baya Bakwasha.
Shamka,
Shaka.
Yahawah,
Yahau.
Yabashwa,
Shabashka.
Wayabahawa,
Yahor Ba'ar.
Adi Ai,
Eye to eye.
Wayakaparwa, Wayakaparwa,
Waya Kapara.
Wayabadwa,
Raya Rapara.
Wayadaiwa,
Aya the Ira.
Kaya Atha,
Kaya the
Shamka,
Shaka.
Yahawah,
Yahau.
Labaka,
Yabaksha.
Al Yawan,
Alawan.
Al
Ka.
Kal,
Ka.
Al Ratazah.
Rataza.
In English, keep not thy silence, O God,
Get out that silence, oh God.
hold not thy peace,
Hold not that peace.
and be not still, O God.
And be that still, oh God.
For lo,
So low.
thine enemies make a tumult,
That enemy that stumble.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
That hate thee that lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They that came to counsel against our people.
and consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
insulted against our hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
come,
come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation,
and let them come off for being a nation.
that the name of Yasha'Allah may be no more in remembrance.
That the Yasha'Allah be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are consulted together one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacle of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Israelites.
of Moab,
Moab
and the Hagarim,
and the Hagarenes.
Gabal,
Gabal
and Ammon,
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek.
the Philistines,
Philistines
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Read.
Assur also is joined with them.
Assure us also join with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They are hoping to love.
Salah,
Shalom.
do unto them as unto the Midianites,
To them to the Mennonites.
as to Sisera,
After Sisera.
as to Jabin,
After the bed.
at the brook of Kishon,
After Pukki's song.
which perished at Endor.
The parents of Indo.
They became as dung for the earth.
That is done for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Like the loaves like red.
and like Zed.
And like shed.
Yea,
Yeah.
all the princes as Zabah,
After the pictures of Bach.
and as Almun,
That's Abunda.
who said,
Who said,
let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
let us take to heart, let us take to ourselves the house of the God into possession.
On my power,
Oh my power.
make them like the wheel,
Let it like a wheel.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the sun for the wind.
as the fire burneth the wood,
As the fire storm the wood.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
As the flame of the sun the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So to pursue them with that
and
temper.
make them afraid with thy storm.
And they just afraid of our soul.
Fill the faces with shame,
Fair their faces to shine.
that they may seek thy name.
That they keep that name.
O Yahweh,
Oh your house.
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be confounded and chucked forever.
Yea,
Yeah.
let them be put to shame and perish,
Let them put the same of perish.
that men may know that thou,
So men may know that thou
whose name alone is Yahweh,
is the alone is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high,
over all the earth.
all the earth.
Pray for the power structure in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Yahweh Shai.
About the Yahweh Shah,
Wa Mayaka Allah.
my Yakalal,
Wa Alahayim.
Alahayim,
Matazab Ya'ah.
what desire be
Alawap Yahana.
rock the eye,
Alawapim.
Alapim,
Hasaranyim.
Sarayim,
Hakatazayanyam.
Kotazayim,
Hakayayalyam.
Karyanyam,
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Thawad Aman.
Thawad Amen.
In English, bless you Yahweh and Yahushua.
Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Commanding General Yohanan.
The Commander General Yohanan.
The generals.
The general.
The captains.
The captain.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
And the name of Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
Start to the front. Yeshabian, be seated. All right, shalom, y'all ba'ashem yashai barakatam to the brothers, y'all shamar latam ba'ashem yashai to the sisters. We are the ISUPK, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by Commanding General Yohanan. We are not affiliated with any other organization. Israel, pay your tithes. And get ready for the Lord's 56th annual Passover. Clap it up. Lord's 56th annual Passover, April 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Get all your arrangements set, your travel arrangements, your lodging arrangements, save up a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for the nightlife, get ready for the vendors, everything that the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia has to offer to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And we will grace that city with brotherhood and sisterhood. And it'll be something that that Atlanta can add to its record of historical events. The Passover was held in Atlanta. Get ready for the Feast of Purim. It's going to be going down in just a few weeks, really. According to the scriptures, it is the 14th and the 15th day at sundown of the 12th month, which would be the last calendar month of the Hebrew calendar, which in the Gregorian calendar falls on the 13th and the 14th of March. So that's what I said yesterday, Friday and Saturday. He wasn't paying attention. Friday, I think Friday and Saturday. Check your calendar real quick. You got one on there, Pop? I think it's the Friday. What do we say? What do we say? Friday and Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
The 13th and 14th of March.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. So Thursday and Friday. So Thursday and Friday in March. So the 13th and the 14th of March this year is going to be the Feast of Purim. So contact the school near you, see what kind of accommodations you need met. Provide any contributions that you can offer, and let's get ready to keep this culture alive and growing and thriving. Shalom to Priest and Altar 5000 Mata Bar. Shout out from New Orleans. His amazing family, Sister Nazamana. I think Young Man Jay was just around last week too. So shout out to that family, always rocking with us. We are in Exodus. We're in Exodus chapter 8, verse 12. So whenever you're ready, let them know where you're at and kick it off.
Exodus chapter 8, verse.
You're reading in the English. You didn't see the difference between that and the Hebrew? That bookmarker should be saved. Well, yeah, a couple more to go. Take the bookmarker with you. Too far. I clap it up for the young man too, man. Getting ready. Get ready to put his brick in. You know what I'm saying? It's a difficult task to when you're first getting started, it's being so used to Sagarapa.
Shalaki Anwar, he already putting his brick in.
Yeah. That first step, putting on all black, your boots, your pants, your headband, and or scarf, and committing yourself to the dedication and to the work of the Most High for your culture.
That's right.
That's something that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians had been deprived of for so long. The Asians got their culture.
That's right.
Samoans got their culture.
That's right.
White people steal everybody's culture. So, I can't remember the last time that I saw somebody worshiping Thor.
Yeah.
Like legitimately. I've seen a couple, a couple screwballs on Facebook, talking about their pagan customs and affiliations. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody. Worshiping Medusa and Zeus. All praise Apollos and shit like that. They love their white Jesus though.
Yeah.
Love their white Jesus.
It's like what page?
What?
What verse?
We are 8 and 12. We're starting at 8 and 12. But this is so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian true culture. Prior to our settling in the Western Hemisphere, notice I didn't say colonizing or hostile takeover, murder, and stealing from anybody else who was here, because this was uninhabited by men. Even if we had visitors from way back in the day in Babylonian times, Egyptian times, King Solomon days, nobody had settled and established the Americas, the Western Hemisphere, like Israel had after the exile, after the Assyrian captivity. So this is where we came to. This is where we planted our flag. We didn't cross no Bering Strait. We took ships over here. Deuteronomy 28:68 fits the history and the culture of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Again, primarily starting from the Western Hemisphere, over to Spain, England, Africa, and all that, and then hence the triangular trade between South America, North America, and Europe. A lot of things had going on in that time era too. So this is how we reconnect back into our culture, reading our language, going over our records.
That's right.
And seeing how just how fitting that is for today. We can see a lot of the mirror correlations between our conditions, our problems back then, what caused it, what got us out of it too. And it's as simple. I know it's unbelievable, but it is as simple as keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High had given us. Which means, well, what's that look like to a lot of people? Not eating certain foods. It's that simple. It takes I don't know how difficult shopping is. I know when I go to the store, I do take a while. So I'm looking at all the ingredients, making sure ain't nothing fugazi about it. I just watched dude's podcast too. Shout out to Captain Tazariak, obliterating that cat fully on his own channel. Captain Tazariak was going live on his, but dude was going live on his too. But nonetheless, shout out to the Fugazi podcast. The brother Cooley got dismantled on the concept of if God had given man free will. Quick answer to that is no. If you want to check out the full interaction, go on Captain Tazariak TV and check out that. I think it's like a 3-hour segment that they had. It was slacking to men above him, but dude got annoying towards the end when he was getting cut and couldn't recover maturely. He started resorting to muting Captain Tazariak Mike. And at the end of it, after Cap had given him fair warning, if you mute me again, I'm done with this. I'm done with the lie. And as always, Captain held to his word, held to the standard that he owes everybody else to. And after Cooley pulled that stunt again, he gracefully stepped out. But it's not difficult to walk past the lobster and the shrimp and the crab at the store. It's not difficult to walk past that display and not buy anything. Like that literally takes zero effort. You're literally not doing anything. You're not picking up a pork. You're not spending any energy to pick up that food and put it in your cart. You're doing the opposite. You're just not. It don't take any energy. It doesn't take much thought. But they make it cheap. They make it accessible. They so many TikTok videos, so many goddamn social media videos about how luxurious these foods are. They're bottom feeding filters.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They're trash disposals. They're toxin filters in the ocean. Yeah. All the shellfish. Yeah. They feed on carrion, and not to say that their diet is what makes them unclean, but there are certain properties. There's certain ways you got to prep them also. But There's certain properties of those animals that are just deemed unfit by the Most High for human consumption. And there's nothing wrong with that. Salmon is awesome.
Yep.
Chicken is awesome.
That's right.
Turkey is awesome. Beef, you know what I'm saying? And even if you wanted a plant-based diet, broccoli is awesome too.
That's right.
I ain't got no problem with spinach. Do you?
Awesome.
Rapah, how do you feel about it?
No problem.
Let's rock. It ain't that big of a deal.
That's right.
And not doing drugs. That's what it looks like. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Nobody wants to be a crackhead. Crackheads don't want to be crackheads.
That's right.
If they could rewind the clock to before they had gotten addicted to those drugs, they would. If they had that choice. And I understand some of the trauma that people have gone through that pushed them over the edge into that world. I completely get it. That also is going to get dealt with too, according to our culture.
That's right.
It is something that we have to endure in this time, though, because we are not in our authority. We are not in our kingdom to where we can press those buttons and make those calls.
That's right.
We're not the authority here on earth yet. But I think we can all agree that the people who are in that seat of power are doing a horrible job.
That's right.
Horrible job at keeping the balance going. Because they say one thing on paper, in the media, in public, and they're doing something dirty behind the scenes.
That's right.
And that's why you have people like then what was his name with the Pizzagate scandal? One of the Steins, Epstein.
All of them are crooked. So.
Yeah, all of them were crooked. But it was Epstein who had that Epstein's Island, trafficking in children. And there's laws against that. These people knew Epstein. They knew that he had an island. The list of guests that they had on there that they never brought into the public. Well, no, I believe they had made that public knowledge. But the guest list that Epstein had on his island, it includes celebrities. It includes politicians. It includes people in office. And it's crazy that they let him go that long. It took how many victims? How many years later of him getting away with those crimes for him to get brought to justice? And it was probably over him disagreeing with another one of his white buddies or colleagues on their policy or letting certain people in or out of their club. I don't know what the specifics were, but he didn't make it by their own standards. So that should tell you something that should be telling of what's coming with the Most High and the prophecies in this Bible. And that's where we tie ourselves back into our culture, because we can see what happens when we leave our culture and adopt somebody else's. It's the same thing that happened in the garden with Adam and Eve. That's how they got off on the wrong foot with the Most High in the first place, by taking on other people's culture that was contrary to the laws that the Most High had given them. So this is one of the stepping stones that we use, is getting into our Lashon Kodash, the Hebrew tongue, the holy tongue. Every Friday, you got a Lashon Kodash class. All across the board too. In the UK, they're teaching an amazing class. In Texas, in Cali, in Minnesota, we got ours running in Milwaukee. Headquarters Hazahab is, a surgeon with it, and Ottawa Marah.
That's
so
right.
I mean, there's a lot of information out there, and there's so many videos that you can backtrack to from the days when General Q was doing it. I remember we were doing it over the phone, man. We didn't have all this YouTube stuff.
That's right.
When we were first in the class of me and Rapah about a decade ago, everything was done over the phone. You had a conference call.
That's right.
So I mean, technology has definitely done a service in getting this truth spread over the media to many different communities that otherwise might not have had access to it. But then it's also let loose a whole lot of crazy people, irrational minds, to spew their own garbage. Christianity, Islam, Egyptology, homosexuality, all that filth. It's got no place amongst our people. Let that be for them. Let that be for them. And sooner or later, they're going to see how that philosophy, that ideology it's not going to bear any fruit for them. And how everybody, like we were saying in the prayers yesterday, everybody's going to acknowledge the Most High. Everybody's going to seek his name.
That's right.
But he's not, this ain't all inclusive. This ain't just something that you can't just register on a website. My name is Abdul. I want to join your club. It don't work that way. There's no membership fees. There's no secret handshake that's going to get you in. You're going to be exiled. You're always going to be on the sidelines, but you can serve the Most High nonetheless.
That's right.
So tune into the UPK and find out where you can be positioned. So with that, let's get into these scriptures. We are in Exodus chapter 8, verse 12. Whenever you're ready, brother, let them know where you're at and kick it off.
Exodus chapter 8, verse 12. Waya ma da.
Make sure we're in the same spot. Let me see what that. Oh yeah, yep. All right, good.
Wayamada.
Speak up.
Wayamada.
Waya Amar.
Waya Amar.
Speak up.
Yeah.
Now, this is the Most High name too. This is something to get yourself familiar with.
Yahweh.
There you go, Yahweh.
Yes.
Allah.
That's just all.
Alma. Masha.
Yep, Masha. That's Moses in Hebrew. Masha.
Masha. Masha.
So like I was saying earlier.
Masha.
Yep. Most of the time that ha is gonna fall off. You're just gonna kind of get that breath. Masha.
Come. Almada.
It's not a duh. There's another one that looks really close to it.
Almala.
Nope.
Slaki.
Good.
Almara.
That's the right character. It'd be Amar. Amar.
Come. Amar. All. Ha. Ra. Nah.
That's good. You identified all the characters. So this is Aaron's name in Hebrew, Aran.
Aran.
Aran. So you got Moshe and Aran, Moses and Aaron.
Nah. Nata.
Yep. Shout out to Quam's Health and Wellness too for the incense resin. Go check that brother out. He got amazing beard and hair products and skin products. Check that brother website out. Quam QUAM, Quam's Health and Wellness.
Nataha.
Just Nata.
Kankan. Nata.
Shout out to Coffee.
That's right.
Ah. Ha.
It's not a ha.
Ka.
Not a ka. The other one that looks like it. Yep. Can I pronounce that again?
A the.
It's gonna be ah.
Ah. Asma. Asmata. Nah.
Not enough.
No. So
Close though.
Ka.
Try to string that all together.
I forgot what I was at, sir. Oh, I found this.
Got it.
Come.
Athmaraka.
Asmarka. La.
Did you say la?
Come.
La. It's not a la. Oaxaca.
Oaxaca. Ba.
It's not a ba.
Right here.
No, no more cream. Just the coffee, please. No. We're up here.
Here?
Yep.
I'm not here.
Right here. We're at right below my pinky.
Oh.
So from here, there you go. Not a hot. We just said this before.
Off.
Off.
I iPod.
Say that again.
iPod. Raw.
iPar.
iPod.
So iPar.
Off iPod. Raw.
Now smooth that. Yep, there you go.
Nah.
Nope.
Wait. Oh wait. Okay. Swag. Nah.
It's not a no.
I can't find it on here, sir.
I mean, you've come across it many times already. Nope. Looking in the wrong spot. Here.
Okay.
What?
Nah.
It's not a no.
Nah. Okay. What?
There you go.
Should I? You want some more?
Yeah.
So wahaya.
Wahaya. Okay. La. Ka. Na. Flexor.
Mhm.
Is this
Yes.
ma
So now smooth that out.
la la kan la kana
Lakanam.
kana ba ka bakala
Bakal.
bakal ra tiza
Now smooth that out. Say the whole thing.
bakal bakal aratiza
There you go.
ma tiza ra ya ma
No, try to smooth that pronunciation out too. This is essentially Egypt in Hebrew. It's not. I don't want to give it away, but try to smooth that pronunciation out. You got all the characters identified. Try to smooth it out.
ka Matizarama.
Close. Matazarian.
Matizarian.
Close. Clap it up for the brother.
Yeah.
We got a Hebrew class house on Orthodox every Friday. That's how we get this ball rolling. For time's sake, I'll take over from here. Verse 13. Waya Aishawa Khan. Waya Aran. Ah Yarwa. Bamatahawa. Waika. Ah Apar. Harataza. Bathahaya. Hakanam. Ba'aram. Wa Baba Hama. Call Apar. Harataza. Hayat. Kanyam. Bakal Ratazat. Batazari. Verse 14. Waya Aisha Wakan. Ha-Karatamiyam. Ha-Karatamiyam. It's like it. Balata Yaham. Lahat Slaki. Lahat Tazaya. Ath Akanyam. Wala'a. Yakawa. Watahaya. Hakanam. Ba'aram. Wa Babahma. Verse 15. Waya Marwa. Hakaratamam. It's like it. Hakaratamam. Al Parai. Atazabai. Alaham. It's like it. Alahim. Waha. It's like it. Hawa'a. Waha Khazak. Lab Parai. Wala'a. Shemai. Alaham. Kashar. Dabar. Yahweh. Verse 16. Wayalmar. Yahweh. Al Mashah. Hashakam. Babaquar. Wahathaitaza. Lapanya. Parai. Hana. Wayataza. Hamayama. Wa Al-Yawa, Ka, Amar, Yahweh, Salah, Amya, Waya Badanya. Verse 17, Kaya, Ayanaka, Mashalak, Amaya, Hananaya, Mashaliak, Baka, Waba Ibadiaka, Waba Imaka, Wababayat Slaki, Wababa Thayak, Ha'ara, Wamala'awa, Bathia, Matazarian, Ha'irab, Wagam, Ha'adama, Ashar, Ham, Aliyah, Slake, Aliyah, verse 18. Waha Palayathia, Baywan, Ha-Hua, Slake, Ha-Hua, Ath, Rataza, Gashan, Ashar, Imyah, Imad, Aliyah, Labalathia, Hayawat, Sham, Arab, Lama'aim, Thadai, Kaya, Anya, Yahweh, Bakwarab, Haratazah. That's those 7 in the Hebrew. Going back into the English, so we are in Exodus chapter 8, verses 12 through 18. Hey, Shalom, priest and officer of was he 1,000? Yeah, Kala Bangar. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat. He's 500? Not for long.
Yeah.
Not for long. Don't tell him I told you. Don't tell him I told you. So again, we got the Lashon Kodash classes every Friday, the Holy Tongue, the Hebrew language class, and this is what ties us back into our culture, understanding the language. English, Spanish, Portuguese, all these other oppressive languages from these bastards that had oppressed our people and colonized our people through way of mass murder, genocide, torture, thievery. None of this belongs to us, and it has done a lot of damage to how we understand the world using their definitions, their context, their culture. It's counterproductive to our way of life. But this is again one of the stepping stones that we use to push back the brainwashing and the manipulation and stepping back into our own shoes. Hey, shalom to the brother Charles out there in Florida too. Shalom, welcome back. Hello, we see you out there, man. Go ahead. You got it.
Exodus chapter 8, verse 12. And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh. And Moses cried unto the Lord because of the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh.
So now we're seeing how, again, Pharaoh had denied a very reasonable request to Moses for their people to be excused from their labor for a minute to observe their culture and to practice it, to exercise their culture. And Moses said, or the Pharaoh said, nah, and inflicted more work, more burdens on them. And now we're seeing the beginning stages of some of the plagues that had befell Egypt. And again, Egypt recorded these events happening to them. So it's not just contained in the Bible. There are extra biblical sources that have documented these effects, like the flood, and these plagues that had cursed Egypt through the Most High. So it's not just our claims against history and science and blah blah blah. There are other cultures who have recorded the Most High's power as well. Continue.
Verse 13. And the Lord did according to the word of Moses. And the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields. Verse 14. And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stinks.
Land stank, so it caused decay and destruction all around them. Some frogs, man. Imagine millions of frogs just running through the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's in that amount, that quantity, that volume, it turns into a damn problem. Go ahead.
Verse 15. But when Pharaoh saw that there was recite, he hardened his heart and hearkened not unto them as the Lord had said. Verse 16. And the Lord said unto Moses, say unto...
read 15 again.
But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite.
Let's
So
take a look at that word real quick. Respite. a short period of rest or relief from something difficult or unpleasant. So they had a moment of relief in all that chaos. And read that again.
But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite,
When he saw a little bit of relief, amongst these people, this was his reaction. Keep going.
He hardened his heart.
He hardened his heart towards them. He didn't show him no compassion. He didn't give him any understanding. He's sitting up in the tower. He's sitting up in the palace. And he's watching the common folk getting plagued by these frogs. This crazy amount of amphibians that are just ransacking everything. And once he saw that it had died down, and there was kind of a moment of calmness, he hardened his heart. Keep going.
And hearkened not unto them.
Hearkened not unto them. He didn't care. He didn't listen to the cries and their pleas. Same way that he didn't listen to Moses and Aaron.
That's right.
Keep going.
As the Lord had said. Verse 16. And the Lord said unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch out thy rod and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt.
You plaguing the ground. Keep going.
Verse 17. And they did so, for Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man and in beast. All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt.
I don't know if anybody's ever had lice, or like fleas even. Same kind of family group. They suck. It sucks. They're annoying. They can spread diseases. They can cause infections. It's. I mean, you want to talk about having some problems, man. That's an issue to deal with, and this happened to all the beasts, to all the people. So it wasn't just a couple isolated incidences that you could quarantine and treat. This was abroad. So the people that were trying to treat the people that had the lice, they're also afflicted. So they got to focus on themselves too, and their problems, and their animals, and their family. So this was something that was widespread throughout the land. Keep going.
Verse 18. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not.
Try to battle back.
So there were lice upon man and upon beast.
All right, that's those 7 in the English. Going back into the Hebrew, we are in Genesis chapter 8, verse 19. Check this out real quick. All right, so go ahead, read verse 19 in the Hebrew.
Come. Washa. Washama. Ta. Yeah. Washa. Mathaya.
Smooth that out.
Wisha. Mathaya.
Close. Washamathia.
Washama. Pa. Da. Padara. Padara.
Pada.
Pada. Ba. Ya. Bayana. Bayana.
Bayan.
Bayan. I. Ma. Ya. Anya.
No.
I'm Maya.
Oh, wait, select. Yeah, select. You had that. I'm ya. I'm ya.
Anya. What? Wa. Wa. Wa ba. Ya. Na. Wabayi. Wabayana. Wabayana.
Wabayan.
Wabayan. I ma. Ka.
Smooth that out.
I'm ka.
I'm a cut. Yep.
La. La ma. Sorry, sir. Is this
Which one are you pointing at? Yeah. Make sure you don't lose your spot.
I ma.
It's not an I.
Oh, it's like it. La ma ka ra. La mahara.
Say that again.
La mahara.
La Machar.
La mahar.
La Machar. Give it that distinct huh. Huh. La Machar. La Machar.
La mahar.
We'll work on it.
Ya ha ya ha ya ha ya ha ya ha ya ya ha ya ha. ha, ah, ta,
Smooth that out.
kan, ha, ha, ha,
It's going to be hath.
ha,
Now you could say ha'ah. You could just hath.
kan, ha, za, ha, za.
Yep. There you go. Clap it up for the brother.
That's right.
Making a lot of progress. Making a lot of progress. All right, so for time's sake, we'll keep reading in verse 20. Well, Yahshua, Yahweh, Khan, Wayabah, Arab, Bakat, or it's like it, Kabad, Bayatha, Parai, Wabiyath, Abadua, Wabakal, Aratazah, Matazarian, Ashakath, Aratazah, Mapanya, Ira, verse 21. Wayakwa Ra'ah, Parai, Al Mashah, Wala, it's like it, Wala Run, Wayamar, Lakawa, Zabahwa, La Alahayikam, Barataza, verse 20. It's like verse 22. Wayamar, Masha, La'a, Nakawan, La Ishawath, Khan Kaya, the Wabath, Matazarian, Nazabach, La Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Han, Nazabach, Ath, Ath, the Wabath, Matazarian, La Yanyaham, Wala'a. Yalasa Kualanya, it's like it. Yalasa Kualanwa, verse 23. The rock, Shalashah, Yamayam, Nalaka, Bamadabar, Wa Zabakhanwa, La Ya'awa, Alahayanawa, Kashar, Ya'amar, Aliyanwa, verse 24. Wa Ya'amar, Parai, Anakia, Ashalach, Athakam, Wa Zabakatham, La Yahweh, Alahayakam, Bamadabar, Rakwa, Harakah, La'a, the Rakayakwa, selected. The Rakayak, the Yakayakwa, the Rakayakwa, Lalakath, Haithiyarua. Ba'ediyah. Verse 25. Wiyamar. Mashah. Hana. Anakia. Wayatazah. Ma'aimaka. Waha'itharathia. Al Yahweh. Wasar. Hirab. Mapariah. It's like Maparai. My body wa. Wamaimwa. Mahar. Wakwa. Al Yasap. Parai. Hathor. Labalathia. Salah. Ha'ain. Lazabah. Layaw. That's those 7 in the Hebrew. Going back into the English, we're in Genesis chapter 8, verses 19 through 25.
Exodus chapter 8, verse 19. Then the magicians said unto Pharaoh, This is the finger of God. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened.
Yeah, he didn't like to hear that. Again, a lot of people that fancy themselves knowledgeable about the world, about science, about spiritual matters or philosophy, thinking that they got all the answers and they got all these wise men in their council. They hear get boiled down to no, it's just the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They don't like that. They don't like that. We've gotten a lot of calls and messages into our HR department, and you know they're just flooding the airways with their complaints. Take a number. I don't know. Go ahead. You get it. The line starts to the left. No single file. Don't make a mess of things. Keep going.
And he hearkened not unto them,
He still ain't listening.
as the Lord had said.
Lord said it. Good.
Verse 20. And the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth to the water, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go, that they may serve me.
It was a simple request. You know, Moses was given an order to gather the people to observe. I think this was even just the Sabbath. I don't think it wasn't even a high holy day at this point. I don't think. Some I'll double check on, but it was a simple request. Let them go for a few days, and then they'll come back and continue to work. But the same way that this country would utterly fail because of their novelties, because of their needs, which are really just wants, but the structure that they had set up that's based on their necessities for resources and accommodations, this kingdom would fail if all of Israel, which again we would identify today as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we all did not go into work for a week, for whatever time dispensation Moses was talking about bringing these people into the wilderness to observe our culture. If in America we had all stepped away from our jobs for that time frame, this world would go into chaos.
That's right.
It would be utterly turned over on its head, because they would not have the workforce capable of keeping their infrastructure running smoothly. And everything would just start. It might start off something slow, like the traffic lights, or the plumbing fails, the electricity fails, the power grid goes dark.
That's
Nobody to bag your groceries. Do you know how utterly destroyed old white women would be if they didn't have some niggas, some spick bagging up their groceries at the store. Slaki to the minimum for the language. Slaki. If they didn't have a so-called black slave slaving at the store to bag up their groceries, walking out to their car for them, you know how utterly like in disarray they would be if they didn't have that novelty, those accommodations met. If they didn't have somebody cleaning up, clean up on aisle 6, they didn't have somebody manning the laundromats, the sanitation services, all the garbages, how quick that would pile up for these people.
That's right.
And how they wouldn't know what to do with themselves. Similar to kind of like back in England, in not just the Middle Ages. I can't remember exactly what era you would classify this as, but they used to just throw their garbage out the window onto the streets. I mean, they were defecating in the streets too. Just right on side of the house or something. You know, you see it today too. Somebody relieving themselves in the alley, taking a dump or standing up and taking care of it. But they were doing that just right out in the streets. That's why they're noblemen that they had invented high heels for back then because of that reason. That's that right. They wouldn't be stepping in fecal matter and urine and vomit and all these other waste, or bodily waste that people were just dumping into the streets. All the slop, all the leftover food, all the bones and things that could have gone into a compost pile today. That they just weren't thinking of back then. So we saw how, and that's what caused the Black Plague out there in Europe. It was that buildup of trash and waste and human waste that spread the bacteria and the viruses and whatnot. That's right. that drew in animals, that drew in the rats with their diseases and things like that. That's what contributed to all of that kicking off. How quick do you think, and especially with America being more, obviously more populated than Europe at that time, and in a lot of cases, some of the cities more densely packed in, how much worse that would be for them? Like y'all thought the California fires was something bad. Like imagine everything on fire and you got trash all over the place. And you got nobody servicing the hospitals. And you got nobody to help, fortify your houses, your buildings, your structures. Just for 1 week. That 1 week that we're off, everything will fall into chaos. And to rebuild it all in a timely manner wouldn't be feasible. That's right. It's not that Pharaoh didn't have room for them to take off. But he wanted his shit built up. He wanted his structures built when he wanted them built, how he wanted them built. He showed no consideration to the people for their labor, for their culture, for that simple request. So he wouldn't hearken unto Moses. Imagine if he did, though. Imagine if he just didn't burden Israel. Imagine if he gave them that time off. Said they could go into the wilderness and exercise their faith. How much easier life would have been. The Lord can show mercy and he can cast judgment at his leisure. So, choices like this, and again, a lot of people, they laugh at the concept of a God. We got no explanation for what's happening around us. Storms don't just kick off in places where storms don't normally happen, without a reason. It's not just magnetic poles shifting. It's not just CERN, messing with the atmosphere, causing tornadoes and earthquakes as they see fit. There's something a lot deeper going on in this world that science just can't explain away. So, it's, and this is why that concept of free will is laughable, because the Most High had given instruction, and you're either choosing to follow the order or you're choosing your will. It's one or the other. It's the Most High's will or it's your will. Ain't nothing free about it. That's gonna cost you breaking these law, statutes, and commandments. So, however much you want to bet on that, that's on you. But I'd rather just not sell drugs. I'd rather just not steal from my brother.
That's right.
I'd rather just not steal from anybody. I don't steal from the stores. I don't go robbing people.
That's
I don't go
right.
beating nobody up.
That's right.
I'd rather just, live to the best of my abilities, be at peace with all men. I'd rather just not eat unclean foods. It's not that serious, right?
That's right.
I mean, how, oh, Christmas, Black Friday, New Year's, Thanksgiving, how packed the stores are. Like even not just the Walmarts, your dollar stores, traffic, because everybody's flooding into the streets, into the markets to grab all of these necessary items for these festivities. How many fights break out? How many shootings happen around these holidays?
That's
How much easier do you think life would be if they weren't shooting up the funeral because somebody got shot on Valentine's Day? Now they got to go get revenge because old girl was a hoe and dude was a dummy. Like it's people they're not connecting them dots. People are going to reach for all manner of excuses and explanations, but you can't put these together. Especially if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, those holidays are going to get you killed. They cause nothing but strife in our communities and in our families.
That's right.
And for us to step away from it, and people still get upset about that. You're not even showing up to the Christmas dinner, and people are still mad. You're nowhere around. They don't want you there anyway. Or at least they want you there under their terms and conditions. But if you're not going to play by their rules, they don't want you around anyway. So you don't show up, and people still fighting about it. That's the problem with that indoctrination of these holidays that they got us marked on the calendar. And our participation in them has proven to be self-destructive. How much easier is the alternative of just not celebrating Christmas? Yeah, shout out to this sister, man. She on something. Like I said, it's a different piece to keep the law, statutes, commandments. The burden of paganism is lifted. Less stress, more life. Absolutely. Clap that up. That is absolutely true. That's the point that we're trying to drive home.
Yep.
How much everything that we do for the Passover, setting up for Purim, for the Feast of Hanukkah, that was nothing in comparison to what our people do to set up for Christmas and Thanksgiving. And like you said, it's so stress-free. Like we're in the kitchen, we just kicking it while we're cooking the food and setting up the classrooms and setting up the schools and running to the store to grab some of these little odds and ends that we need. Imagine if we did that together as a community. There's going to be a lot more camaraderie. There's going to be a lot more peace amongst us. So yeah, what the sister said is absolutely right. Like that paganism, that demon that gets attached to you, it got people acting crazy. And it's not just that. Popeye's Chicken had a chicken sandwich that went viral for a couple weeks. People were getting shot for that. They were fighting over a chicken sandwich, and we fell into the stereotype that our oppressors put on us. You know what I'm saying? So there's a spiritual war being fought here that we have been losing because, again, we're putting our energy into our oppressors' culture and customs. Ain't got nothing to do with us at all. And we need to keep it that way. This is a much simpler task, just keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. A lot of it literally takes no effort. Don't do drugs. Don't sell drugs. How much energy goes into drug dealing, into that hustle, to be in ease, to trying to you got to break into the joint, you got to steal everything, you got to do it all quiet and inconspicuous, and you got to go get a fence, you got to run from the cops, you got to run from the other robbers, you got to watch your back from your partners.
That's right.
It gets crazy, man. You gotta hide that from your children and your loved ones. You can't let your mom know. You know what I'm saying? You don't want your kid growing up in that lifestyle either, but you're going to do it. It literally takes zero effort to not go break into somebody's house. That's almost one of the easiest things you can do is by not doing the shit. But that's the poverty that breeds the crime, the oppression that breeds the conditions for poverty and that classism. There's no brotherhood in America. You got to be part of that special Epstein club. I don't want to go to a Diddy party. I don't want to go. Yeah, they can keep that. We're good. We're gonna go to Atlanta in April and celebrate the Lord's Passover. We ain't got to worry about that backroom shit. We ain't got no pressure of concern. Ain't no threat to opening up a door and seeing something, something strange between two men or two women with some children in there. We ain't got to worry about that. Like the sister said, our life is stress free from all that. Right now, the thing that I am stressing, I will say this: the garment. Creating some of these garments. That's a little stressful. That's a little stressful, but that's just matter of song. Go ahead.
Shalaki Adawan, my garment is carefree because Tabak is making my garment.
Why don't you break some more about it? No, shout out to Tabak now. Yeah. That brother he's got some genius skill sets. Yeah. He can cook a 3-course meal. He can build a 3-story house. He can tailor a 3-piece suit. You name something that man can't do, and I'll be surprised. I will be utterly shocked. That man can read the Hebrew, speak to the Spanish communities. You know what I'm saying? He is a very gifted brother. The Lord have blessed his hands. With these capabilities, and then also what his name is, a treasure keeper.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He definitely does an excellent job with that. Good.
And I name him and you.
yeah, he had a part in all that, the water. You know what I'm saying? So it's there's a lot more to it. We're not just grasping at straws here, no matter how silly it seems. And I know it looks ridiculous. On the onset from outsiders looking in, which is cool. Y'all look crazy to us too, so we're even. It's all right.
That's right.
Continue.
Verse 21. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy house, and the houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are.
And this is turning into I don't want to say race wars, but he's showing how Pharaoh's prejudice against the Lord's people is going to end up getting worked against his own people.
That's right.
So he's sparing his own, all these burdens, all the labor, and all these other tasks that he's burdening onto the Israelites. So Moses is trying to show him, like, listen, this is going to affect you and yours as well. Just let us go. Let us be for a little bit. We'll be right back.
That's right.
You'll be okay. But Pharaoh didn't want to hearken to that. Continue. And Moses giving him a heads up. He's giving him a fair warning of what's the next step. Like we just what was it? The rivers ran red with blood, and that affected all the crops, livestock, and things like that. The frogs. Now he's letting them know about these flies about to come swarming through. You had something to say?
I was about to say that flies and stuff was going to come through, but you said other one.
And flies suck, dude. That's Africa. Flies are horrible. You see all those commercials with them? They do not look happy.
And Shalaki other one, they like it.
Yeah. They so used to the shit. They so used to that. But you got some of them big old dumbass horse flies that they bite through flesh. They bite the horses on the ass. The horses are kicking you in the face because of it. Imagine a whole swarm of them coming in and chewing you up, chewing your baby up. Babies are annoying when they cry anyway. I don't want to see them getting bitten up by a bunch of flies and then crying on top of it.
Yeah.
Just, let's maybe do something to avoid all that happening. Just let us go for about a week. We'll be right back. It'll be okay.
That's right.
Keep going.
Verse 22. And I will serve sever. I will sever in that day the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, to the end thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth.
In the midst of the earth. So there's gonna be a separation between the land of Goshen and the rest of the population in Egypt, where the Israelites were dwelling. So Commander General brought this out. Commander General Yohana Salaki had brought this out when in 2015, 15 or 16, I think it was. We're at the Passover in the Alhambra Ballroom, Jamaica, Queens, I think it was, where he brought out how he showed the work quarters around Egypt, the land of Goshen. He showed the Israelite projects, a separate quarter of the land. And when I say quarter, I don't mean like 1/4. I mean just a separate portion of that land that was designated for us. So again, when we go over the story of when Joseph came into Egypt, and after so many years, his family came in, the Pharaoh had given them the land of Goshen. He had set that off to the side for them to build up on. So all these years later, in Moses' day, that's still where the people were. So he's showing like there's gonna be a separation between Goshen and everybody else. Goshen's gonna be safe. You're gonna see how it skips over them, how it's only gonna plague your people. Since you're only concerned about your people, there's gonna be that divide, and you're gonna see who gets affected by it, because who's with the Lord and who's without the Lord. Keep going.
Verse 23. And I will put a division between my people and thy people. Tomorrow shall this sign be.
There you go.
Verse 24. And the Lord did so. And there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into all the land of Egypt. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies.
Keep going.
Verse 25. And Pharaoh called for Moses and for Aaron, and said, Go, ye, sacrifice to your God in the land.
So now he's finally conceding after this onslaught of this swarm of the flies. Now he's renegotiating terms. So that brings us that was that set in English, going back into the Hebrew. We are in Genesis 8, chapter 26. For time's sake, I'll finish the rest of these verses for us. We're going through 9 and 29. So Genesis chapter 8, verse 26. Wayatazah, Mashah, Ma'ain, Parai, Wayathah, Yahweh, verse 27. Wayashah, Yahweh, Kadabar, Mashah, Wayasar, Ra, Maparai, my Bible. Yahweh, Ba'a, Parai, Wadabara, Ayuwa, Ka Amar, Yahweh, Alahaya, Abar, Salah, Amya, Waya Ibadanya. Verse 2. Verse 2. Kaya, Amma'an, Atha, La Shalak, Wa'ai Wadak, Machazayak, Bam. Verse 3. Hana, Ad Yahweh, Hawiyah, Bamak Kwanaka, Ashar, Bashara, Basawashim, Bachamarium, Bagamarium, Babakwa, Wabatazaan, Dabar, Kabad, Ma'at. Verse 4. Wahapala, Yahweh, Bayan, Makuna, Yasha'ala, Wabayan, Makuna, Matazarian, Wala'a, Yamawa, Makal, Labanya, Yasha'ala, the bar. That's those 7 in the Hebrew. Going back into the English, we're in Genesis chapter 8, verses 26 through 28, in chapter 9, verses 1 through 4. Good? Just to put in on y'all. Hey, most high Christ. Shout out to Priest House for 5,000 model bar. Damn. They're redoing the Cash App for Milwaukee. I'm not even sure where they could send that right now.
To you.
Man. I don't know if we can accept that. Rapaz says we can. Rapaz says we can. Rapaz says we're good. What's well, just in case you got yours.
Yeah, but my got some cash on it.
I mean, shit, so does mine. I don't even know if I can accept that, if that should go to Cat.
Okay.
So what's Caps? Yeah, we ain't gonna fight you. We're not gonna fight you. Definitely appreciate the sentiment. I just want to make sure that well, you can send it to $ AG1 West. $ AG1 West. I normally use all caps, so $ capital A, capital G, the number 1, capital WEST. And then I'll forward that as we go, or we'll just end up returning. But we definitely appreciate that, sir. Shalom, Madawan, Yabashim Shabrakatah, the water to you and your family. Always chilling with us, and your kind words and your support as well. The water, sir. Yo, AG1 West. Hold up, fix that. Yo. Very generous offer. The water. Keep reading. Back in English.
So, verse 26.
Yep.
Exodus chapter 8, verse 26. And Moses said, it is not meet so to do, for we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians to the Lord our God. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes, and will not stone us. Verse 27.
Yeah, so Moses was trying to get them to, make sacrifices according to how he would have prescribed it to the Most High, not according to how the Most High would have dealt, or how the Most High had ordered the sacrifices to go. So again, Pharaoh trying to concede at this point. Now he's trying to back out. Now he's trying to dance around it, trying to make good, in a dirty way. You know what I'm saying? It's that's almost akin to that's akin to the poverty in Milwaukee, and them giving us crack cocaine to try to make ends meet. That they caused the poverty in our neighborhoods, and then they gave us drugs to sell one another so that we can make some money and try to get up out of poverty. That's the equivalent going on here. Go ahead, Papa.
And Shalaki they put the cops in it, and government in it, so they can make more off of us by putting us in jail.
Yeah. So that very warm and heartfelt attempt at getting us out of poverty by giving us heroin and cocaine serviced their entire justice system.
That's
starting from when that come in the 70s, the 70s and 80s. Like the 60s there was a lot going on in the 60s.
That's right.
A lot of different pushes for blacks and Hispanic and Native Indian I don't want to say sovereignty, but peace, man. Looking for a way out, looking for a little bit of relief, and we weren't finding any. In all these different ideologies, you had Dr. York back then. You had the Panthers. You had Martin Luther King. You had Malcolm X. All these different movements that were sincerely trying to galvanize us as a people. The more that we work together, the easier our lives do become.
That's right.
And we saw some of those effects in that embrace of brotherhood and unity back then.
That's right.
So it's nothing to sneeze at. It's just the reasoning, the goal that we were trying to achieve then didn't line up with the Most High. It wasn't in service to him. It was in self-preservation to our own, which is admirable. And again, there was sincerity behind it with the individuals who had pushed the movements, but the focal point was skewed. It was abstract. It was distracted because the problem that they found themselves fighting, the solution to that problem was their issue, not the solution to our oppression in total across the board, because we were still even divided between blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. There was little pockets of unity, but again, just as a people abroad, we had that separation, and we didn't see, we couldn't see the how's the phrase? We couldn't see the forest for the trees. We couldn't see the big picture. So, Pharaoh is trying to give us a way out, but that's according to how he, sis. Con. Yep, that's a slave name attached to it. Pharaoh was trying to give himself a way out, really, but according to how, only according to what he would allow, not according to how the Most High had instructed Israel to carry themselves. So, Salaki, go ahead. Keep reading. Young man.
Verse 27. We will go 3 days journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to the Lord our God as he shall command us.
Again, so not according to how Pharaoh was going to do it. Rapat?
Shalaki where bearer is your name, meaning you come from a Spanish tribe. A Latino tribe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, and you know what's crazy too, a lot of people that the water sis and the water again, I don't want the water sir. Peace and 5,000 mile bar. And there's again amazing family system as Amana.
That's right.
Yeah. The water, we appreciate that. Thank you. And a lot of people this is what tripped me out when Captain Katazai had pointed out that a lot of so-called Spanish or Hispanic last names, surnames, are actually Jewish.
That's right.
Perez, Rodriguez, like a lot of those names that end with the Z, a lot of those were Jewish family names, which again shows the ethnic background between the small hats, the Spaniards, the French, the English, the Dutch. It shows their ethnic, their racial family tree, and how that's still all connected amongst themselves, and then how we had gotten oppressed with that. Washington, Jackson, Smith, Gonzalez, Rivera, Lopez. You know, all these names are oppressors' surnames. It comes from their family, their culture, their countries. Had nothing to do with us.
That's right.
But we just got so used to it that we'll get the name tattooed on our necks.
That's right.
Well, we'll get it across our backs. Names that have nothing to do with us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just that's the fruit of oppression, is that you get to plant your flag, and your subjects have to bear that mark.
That's right.
So again, Pharaoh was trying to give himself a way out, but we would have been sacrificing abominations for the Egyptians' sake. You know what I'm saying? Taking from their storehouses, their essentially their food. So I mean, imagine, they're gonna offer us pig and turtles and catfish to their food. They're going to offer us their unclean foods. Pharaoh's going to try to give us his people's unclean foods to sacrifice to our God while they're suffering. Of course, they're gonna. It's like what Moses was saying, and they're not going to stone us for it.
That's
like. Imagine us going into the store and taking out all the shrimp and lobster and crab legs from these white people that are going through hell. They see us getting ready to take these unclean foods to sacrifice to our God. They're gonna be mad as hell about that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be in favor of that, but they're also not gonna attack Pharaoh for it. They're gonna come to us because we don't have that guarantee of safety or protection that Pharaoh would offer to his own people, let alone his own staff. So again, Pharaoh was just trying to give himself a way out by giving us, just sacrifice anything. Take this garbage. Go sacrifice to your God. No, that's not what we do. The Most High has a higher standard than your trash and your leftovers and what you think is acceptable to God.
That's right.
So that's where that kind of difference is coming in play here with Pharaoh and them. So Slack, keep reading.
Verse 28. And Pharaoh said, I will let you go, that ye may sacrifice to the Lord your God in the wilderness. Only ye shall not go very far away. Entreat for me. Verse 29.
Yeah, read Moses' response. So he's trying to put stipulations again on it. He's gonna give him some leeway, not that much though. You can go out to the wilderness. Don't go too far though. I still need to keep an eye on you. You can't go beyond our army's reach and reasonable grasp to run out there, come get you again if we need to, and drag you back. Don't make it a 10 days journey, because we ain't got 10 days worth of supply left after all these plagues, after all the frogs, after all the flies, the lice, the blood water that's ruining our land. we ain't got, all the resources. We're about to give you all of our resources, go sacrifice to your God. But, don't go too far that we can't come back and get you easily. Keep going.
Verse 29. And Moses said, Behold, I go out from thee, and I will entreat the Lord that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully any more in not letting the people go to sacrifice to the Lord.
He said, "Now I will entreat the Lord that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh." So he's like, "Listen, I'll work with you. I'll meet you kind of halfway on this." So I mean, Moses being very accommodating, but he's also not letting up. Keep going.
Verse 30.
Keep going.
And Moses went out from Pharaoh and entreated to the Lord. Verse 31. And the Lord did according to the word of Moses, and he removed the swarms of flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. There remained not one. Verse 32. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time. Also, neither would he let the people go. Chapter 9. Then the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh, and tell him, Thus saith the Lord, God of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. Verse 2. For if thou refuse to let them go, and wilt hold them still. Verse 3. Behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle, which is in thy field, upon thy horses, and upon thy asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep.
So now again, Pharaoh reneges. He reneges and goes back on his word. Hardens his heart again after he sees that burden was lifted. You going where you were?
Okay. There shall be a very grievous murrain. Verse 4.
Moraine. Let's see what that word is. Moraine. All right, so a plague. An antiquated term covering various infectious diseases affecting cattle and sheep, so primarily on livestock. That was again very essential to the stability of any population, any community. So there'd be a very grievous plague that was going to affect all the livestock there. The asses, the horses, the camels, your oxen, your sheep. Keep going.
Verse 4. And the Lord shall sever between the cattle of Israel and that cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all that is the children of Israel.
I can stop right there. So there's a bit of a difference between what was in the Tanakh and what we have in the English. Small discrepancy there, throws the count off a little bit. Let's see.
Whew. Salaki Adonai.
Ain't no sweat. Good.
I'll tell you when the class is over.
All right, ain't no sweat. You're gonna interrupt me just to tell me that you're gonna tell me when the class is over. All right. It must be good. It must be good. Can't wait. All right, so we'll so the count is off slightly because of this little difference between them, but we'll continue in the Hebrew. We're in Genesis chapter 9, verse 5. We're gonna read from, where is it? I'm gonna read from 5 to 16. We're over the time right now, so we're just gonna run through these real quick. So Exodus chapter 9, verse 5. While Yasham Yahweh Mawa'id La'amar Machar Yaisha Yahweh Hadabar Hazah Ba'arataza. Verse 6. Wa Yaisha Yahweh Ath Hadabar Hazah Mamacharath Wa Yamath Call Makuna Matazarium Wa Mamakuna Banya Yashala La'a Matha. It's like La'a Ma Achad. Verse 7. Uyashalak Purai Wahna La'a Ma Mamakuna Yashala Aid Achad. Uyakabar. It's like Uyakabar Lab Purai Wala'a Shalak Ath Ha'ain. Verse 8. Uyamar Yahweh Al Mashah Wa Al Aran Kahwa Lakam Mala'a Hapanyakam. It's like it. Hapanyakam Payak Bakashan. It's like it. Kabashan Wazarakwa Masha Hashamayama La Yanya Parai. Verse 9. Wahaya La Slakia La Bak Slakia La Bakwa Al Kal Arataza Matazarium Wahaya Al Ha'adam Wa'al Habahama Lashakayan Parak Aba'ai Ba'ai Bakal Arataza Matazarium. Verse 10. Waya Kakwa Ath Payak Hakabashan Waya Madwa Lapanya Parai Waya Zarak Athwa Masha Slacket Hashamayam Slacket Hashamayama Wayahaya Shachayan Abai Ba'aith Parak Ba'adam Wababahama. Verse 11. Wala'a Yakalwa Akaratamiyam La'imad Lapanya Masha Mapanya Shakayan Kaya Haya Kaya Haya Hashakayan Bakarat Slaki Bakaratamam Wabakal Matazarium. Verse 12. Wayakazak Haywa. It's like Yahweh Ath Lab Parai Wala'a Shemai Alaham Kashar the bar Yahweh al Mashah. Verse 13. Wayamar Yahweh al Mashah Hashakam Babakwar Wahata Yatazab Lapanya Parai Wa Amarath Al Yawa Ka Slaki Ka Ma'ar Salaki Ka Amar Yahweh Alahaya Hibarium Shalak Ath Aimiyah Waya Abadanya. Verse 14. Kaya Bapa'aim Hazaath Anya Shalak Ath Kal Magapathia Al Labak. It's like Al Labak Wabai Badika Wabaimaka Bai Bawar Thadai Kaya Ayan Kamanyan Bakal Harataza. Verse 15. Kaya Aitha Shalak Salaki Shalakatha Salaki Shalakathya Ath Yadaya Waka Awathaka Wa'ath Imaka Badabar without kahad. It's like without kahad, without kahad, man harataza. Verse 16. Wa'awalam by bawar za'ath ha'imadath ha slaki ha'imadathakya by bawar harathak ath kakaya walamain sapar Mashiach, it's like it. Shamya, Bakal, Harataza. That's that set in the Hebrew. Going back into the English, make sure I counted that right. I was one off with it. But yeah, that's that set in Hebrew. Going back into the English. So we are in Genesis chapter 9. Gonna read from verse 5 through 16. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 5. And the Lord appointed a set time, saying, Tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land. Verse 6. And the Lord did that thing on the morrow, and all the cattle of Egypt died, but of the cattle of the children of Israel died not one. Verse 7. And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of Israel, of the Israelites, dead.
So Pharaoh, he sees the burden again afflicting his people, and instead of again hearkening to Moses to just let them do their thing, he moves against them again, reneges, and the Lord keeps his word, kills off the cattle. But again, there was a division between the land of Goshen, where the Israelites were, and then where the Egyptians were. So their land got plagued. Ours didn't. Our livestock, our cattle were in good shape. Theirs suffered. And Pharaoh just kept on kind of repeating this pattern, thinking that there was gonna be a break in it, that they're not gonna receive any punishment for his actions. So again, you'd almost think at some point it's gonna break, it's gonna catch on, that maybe you should just listen to what's being told to you, and maybe this ain't gonna be so bad. But contrary to what might be common sense, he continues with his torrent. So keep going. Yeah, but then he sends people out there to see that their cattle are fine, ours are destroyed. Keep going.
And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened,
Yeah, you didn't like that.
and he did not let the people go. Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Moses and unto Aaron, take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh. Verse 9. And it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt.
So again, there's going to be a performance, not so much a ritual, but an act performed that again is going to show the Most High power. Keep going. Verse 10.
Come. Oh wait, no, I'm still in verse 9, sir.
Oh, slack, you good?
And shall be a boiled breakfast.
Breaking.
Slack it. Breaking forth with blains.
Blains. I think that's just an old term for like sores, bodily sores. Not Blaine's Farm and Fleet. You got that one? All right. I thought it was clever. I gave it a shot. Blaine's definition. Nope, it's definitely not a gender neutral name. Yes. Inflammatory swelling or sore. So yeah, it's an affliction that goes along with the boils. Keep going.
Upon man and upon beast throughout all the land of Egypt. Verse 10. And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it up toward heaven. It became a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast.
So again, he did this in front of Pharaoh to give them a public demonstration of it, so that they can see that it's not something being done secret in the dark, that Moses and Aaron aren't conjuring a potion or an elixir and contaminating the drinking water with it. It's being done right in front of them, so they can see the effects of it happen in real time. Keep going.
Verse 11. And the magicians could not stand before Moses.
All the good that did. Keep going.
Because of the boils. For the boil was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians.
Yes, man, it was rough. It was rough. They should have just conceded. Just let us go. Let us do our thing for a bit. We'll be right back. It's gonna be okay, and your people ain't gotta suffer. It wasn't the magicians that did this, but in service to Pharaoh, they got to get made an example of too, because they're also getting tasked with pushing against the Most High, also trying to sooner or later we're gonna get into when Elijah had battled the 400, a crazy number of prophets of Baal. And how none of these things can stand against it. Just like anytime we get into debates or some of those discussions where people try to throw insults or throw shade on our culture and pretend that theirs can be superior towards us, verse for verse, line for line, tit for tat, like we go blow for blow with anybody. And we never run away from a good fight. There is a time though just to put away the nonsense and dismiss those that come before you. So these magicians that are employed by Pharaoh to to now build up their own defenses, show their own signs of wonderment, and not just support for the military, but political gain as well. Whether it be fortune telling, clairvoyance, potions, things like that. To try to combat the Most High and their enemies. They get hit with the same effects, the same shit that happened to the plagues or the people, the cattle, because of the plagues, happened to their holy men as well. They're people that are supposed to be protected by their gods or whatever supernatural, ideology that they had at that time. I don't know if it's supposed to be Horus that was protecting them, Set, Anubis, but we can see from their own records that their gods were pansies too. Horus got bent over by his brother. I don't know what you want them to protect you from. He got diddied. He got baby oil slathered on him, and he got diddied at the party. I don't know. I don't know how they're supposed to help these magicians out when the land has been plagued, the people have been plagued, and it's going back to back. It's happening, repetitiously, and Pharaoh keeps on trying to push back against it, sends these men to their own destruction under the name of what? It just don't add up. Where we keep going.
Verse 11. Oh, wait, no, it's like verse 12. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had spoken unto Moses. And the Lord said, verse 13. And the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, God of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. Verse 14. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thine people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth.
So a lot of people are going to question, why is this happening to the Pharaoh and the Egyptians if the Lord is hardening Pharaoh's heart? If the Most High is the one doing this, is his heart being hardened in spite of the Most High? Like, he's seen all this going on, and he's seen the favoritism being shown to the Israelites. Is that what's kind of pushing them to that threshold? But if the Most High is just doing this to show his glory and his power and his dominance over these people that hold themselves up on a pedestal, these pharaohs, they thought that they were like God kings, like Xerxes. They thought they were like God, gods on earth. When the Most High made Moses a god to Pharaoh, and in that case, just mean, exalted, powerful, showing that he's a messenger of the Most High. And he's going to demonstrate how there is nothing else like this power on earth. That he is the absolute, he is the pinnacle. That's the Alpha and Omega, where it stops and starts. And again, being demonstrated in real time in front of Pharaoh, so that he can't go back and blame, like, well, they did something undercover, they did something, secretive that we didn't know about. His magicians got dismissed. He's watching all his people get, swarmed with flies, all the cattle and livestock dying because of it. So now he's getting prepared for more destruction in the sight of the people, so that again everybody can know that the Most High is something separate from what they've been living. There ain't no Ra, ain't no Geb and Nut and Osiris and all these the whatever pantheon that they were worshiping in these days. They all mean nothing. The magicians can't help you out. Your sun god can't help you out. This thing here is different. The God of the Hebrews is real and has an effect on earth. And it's about to be demonstrated again. Keep going.
That's right.
Verse 15. For now I will stretch out my hand, that I smite thee and thy people with pestilence.
Pestilence. Yeah.
Pestilence. And thou shalt be cut off from the earth.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be a rough one. We're gonna hit you with more plagues. You thought the flies and the frogs and the boils were bad. You know, get ready for phase. What is this? I think we're on like 7. You know, this is the next wave. So that's gonna be that section in the English. Going back into the Hebrew. Yeah, 2 more sets to go. So Genesis chapter 9, verse 16. Wa'awalam. Ba'abawar. Za'at. Madathika. Ba'abawar. Arata. Kaka. Slakia. Kakia. Wala ma'ain. Dapar. Shamiyah. Bakal. Arataza. Verse 17. Iwadka. Masat Slakia. Masatawalo. Ba'imiyah. Labalathia. Shalcham. Verse 18. Hananiah. Mamatiyah. Ka'ait. Machar. Barad. Kabad. Ma'at. Ashar. La'ah. Hayah. Kamahua. Bamatazarian. Laman. Ayawam. Hawatara. It's like Hawasara. Wa'aid. Aitha. Verse 19. Wa'aitha. Shalak. Haizah. Ath. Makwanaka. It's like it. Makwana. Wa'ath. Call. Ashar. Lakah. Bashada. Call. Ha'adam. Wahab Bahama. Ashar. Yamatazah. Bashada. Wala'ah. Yasa. Habayatha. Wa Yarad. Ilaham. Habarad. Wamathawa. Verse 20. Hayara. The ball. Yahweh. My body. Parai. Hanayas. Abadiwa. Wa'ah. Makwanahua. Al Habathim. Verse 21. Washar. La'ah. Sham. La'ah. It's like it. Washar. La'ah. Sham. Labua. Al Dabar. Yahweh. Wa'yazab. Ath Abadiwa. Wa'ath Wakwanahawa. Bashada. Verse 22. Verse 22. Yeah, verse 22. Wa'yamar. Yahweh. Al Mashah. Natah. Ath Yadaka. Al Ashamayam. Wayahaya. Barad. Bakal. Ratazah. Matazard. Al Adam. Wa'al. Habahma. Wa'al. Kal Ashab. Hashadah. Baratazar Maltazar. That's those 7 in Hebrew. Going back into the English, you're in Genesis chapter 9, verses 16 through 22. Yeah.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 16. And in very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up.
So now we're finding out why Most High let all this happen. Why he set them up for the fail. Keep going.
For to shew.
It's like, yeah, sis, you're right. A great and terrible power. Now that seems like almost a negative, right? Like almost an oxymoron. Great and terrible. How could you be great and terrible? Because people don't understand the definitions of some of these words. Great don't always mean just good, like a great white shark. It sounds good until he's biting you in half. All of a sudden, it ain't too cool. But it's great in its massive size, in its power, and its strength. It's great in its in appearance and its destructive force behind it. Terrible. That's not so bad when your enemies are getting destroyed. That's a good deal for us. Terrible for them. Yeah, that sucks. Sorry for you. Shouldn't have done it. Which you can take it back now. That's how it always plays out. But we can see how, again, some of these definitions get confusing for some people to grasp. How is the Most High a great and terrible power when he's causing all this destruction, all this genocide, all these plagues under these people, raised up Pharaoh, hardened his heart just to destroy him? It was to show his power on earth. This Pharaoh was a treacherous bastard.
That's right.
Who afflicted his chosen people with birth, because prior to him, to the Most High hardening Pharaoh's heart, like he had moved against us already. So now he's gonna get set up in a position where his rank, his authority, his prestige, his people, his kingdom can all be exalted for the world to see, for the world to acknowledge, just to get chopped down. So I'm saying, like, there is a reason that the Most High is doing all this, and it is to show his glory and his power in comparison to everything else out there. Keep going. Damn right, sis.
For to shew in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
Everybody's gonna know about this. It's gonna be spread far and wide, word of mouth. Everybody's gonna know about this, and the Most High name is gonna ring throughout the land. So again, everybody's gonna know about the Most High. They're gonna be calling for him. They're gonna be looking for him. That don't mean he's accepting them, but everybody is going to acknowledge his sovereignty, his power over all these other belief systems and vessels that they put all their trust into.
That's right.
So all these different ideology, guns, for example, in modern day technology, you put your faith and your trust into that gun in your pocket. That gun could jam on you in the time when you need it, when somebody else trying to blow your head off. That's now right. You think you're putting all your faith and reliability into that weapon. Where it could stick, it could jam, it could freeze, it could misfire. You could drop it. Your hands ain't even that trustworthy. In that moment, the nerves and anxiety, you can end up fumbling your own gun. I seen this one dude, man, when I was back in the world. This one cat, I was buying some weed from him, and he had helped buy him a bottle earlier. We exchanged numbers, connected with him, met up with him later on, and he pulls out this rusty. I don't know. It was dark at night. Maybe it was rust. Maybe it was just discolored. But there's this old piece of crap revolver. For whatever reason, he just pulls it out. And like when I think back on it, I think it might have been, for kind of a sentiment like this, just for the Most High to shit all over him. He pulls out this gun that falls in half right in front of him. Like he pulls out this gun and looks at me like what, you scared? Like he was gonna rob me or something like that. Because he dropped his bottle. He was about to give me this bag for a little bit cheaper because it was, garbage anyway. And like, because I gave him a couple bucks or something like that so he could get the bottle. Something I can't remember how that transaction went, but he drops his bottle, glass breaks all over the place, and I was like, no, I kind of need that extra money. And then he pulls out this gun, and he's looking at me like, what, are you getting nervous? Like you scared or something? And then his gun falls apart. right in front of me, right after he says this shit. Like he's trying to intimidate me, like he's gonna rob me or something, or to see what my reaction is if I'm gonna get skittish with him.
That's right.
And I'm just looking at him like, I mean, am I supposed to be? And then his gun falls apart right in front of me. And he's sitting there looking stupid as hell, trying to scoop it all back together and put it back in pieces. It literally fell apart right in front of me as he pulled it out, trying to intimidate me.
That's right.
Now, tell me that ain't God. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. His plan fell apart. Absolutely. Absolutely, sis. He thought he had one. And it literally broke into pieces, fell apart right in front of me. I can't make that. Like, I wish I could. But to me, that's an example of these external forces, this spiritual entity that we have backing our people, showing his dominance, showing his presence in real time, in the real world, in this tangible dimension that we are entangled with. That happened. And it's happening to Pharaoh now. And everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to recognize it. They're going to hear about all these stories because Egypt was this glorious this glorious empire with this crazy military, all the advanced weaponry and all that. Huge army dominating the world over, the known world at that time. You know what I'm saying? So what better way to show his power by destroying this kingdom? And it's happening back to back. And Pharaoh gets puffed up each time, hardens his heart. Puffed up, hardens his heart. Puffed up, hardens his heart. It conflicts more burdens on Israel. Because he didn't have to. The Lord hardened his heart, but the Lord didn't tell him, listen, afflict him more. But that was his recourse for being in his stubbornness. That was his recourse. And he's watching everything. He's watching his gun fall apart right in front of his people. Everybody's going to know about this now. Keep going.
Verse 17. As yet exaltest.
As yet exaltest.
Thou thyself against my people, that thou will not let them go.
That's the question that Moses is posing to him. Like, are you still gonna pat yourself on the back and try to flex your superiority even while all this is going on? You're still gonna try to show out for what? Keep going.
Verse 18. Behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail, such as hath not been in Egypt since the foundation thereof, even until now.
There's going to be something that happened in Egypt that's never happened before. It's not in the record books. And people have never experienced what's about to come your way. Hail. It's in Egypt is in the it's in a very I don't want to say just hot because it didn't always used to be a desert. From my understanding, Egypt had it was very I don't want to say mixed either or tropical, but it was green. There was a time when it wasn't just the desert land that we see tourists going to now. But they never had hail. They didn't have these kind of storms in their area. There are some places that, like, we don't experience really in the Midwest. We don't experience earthquakes. I've never seen in my lifetime. I've never seen an earthquake in the Midwest. But we've had tornadoes. We get floods. We get blizzards. We get hail. I've never seen a wildfire out here, but it has been that dry, especially like up north. When it during the summer where it's real dry and arid, they've got on the reservation they got what's it called, brush fire warnings, where things could spontaneously combust and catch fire. I've never seen that here though. Like where I live, Egypt has never seen a hailstorm. They're about to get met with one though, and Moses again, he's giving them a heads up. Like, listen, this get ready for what's happening next. Keep going.
Verse 19. Send Therefore now, and gather thy cattle, and all that thou hast in the field, for upon every man and beast which shall be found in the field, and shall not be brought home, the hail shall come down upon them, and they shall die.
He's letting them know if you don't get them now, you're not going to have the opportunity to go get them again. Like you better do it now. Keep going.
Verse 20. He that feared the word of the Lord among the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle flee unto the houses.
Some people did listen to that warning, though. Keep going.
Verse 21. And he that regarded not the word of the Lord left his servants and his cattle in the field.
And some of them didn't.
Verse 22. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch forth thine hand toward heaven, that there may be hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast and upon every herb of the field throughout the land of Egypt.
So he said, Moses, raise your hand, give us the sign, give us the go. Moses went like boom, and then it happened. So that's those verses in English, going back into the Hebrew for this last set of 7, and then we will be closing out shortly with the prayers. So Exodus chapter 9, verse 23. Where are you? There we go. Wayat, Mashah, Ath Matahawa, Al Hashamayam, Wayahawa, Nathan, Kolath, Wabarat, Withahalak, Ash, Aratazah, Wayamatar, Yahweh, Barat, Al Aratazah, Matazari. Verse 24. Wayahaya, Barat, Waash. Mathalakwakat, Thathawakat, Habarat, Kabat, Ma'ad, Ashar, La'ah, Hayat, Kamahua, Bakal, Aratazah, Matazari, Ma'az, Hayatha, Lagalia. Verse 25. Wayaka, Habarat, Bakal, Aratazah, Matazarium, Ah, Kal, Lashar, Bashadah, Ma'adam, Wa'at, Bahama, Wa'at, Kal, Aisha, Hashadah, Hakak, Habarat, Wa'at, Kal, Aitazah, Hashadah, Jabal. Verse 26. Rakwa, Baratazah, Gashan, Ashar, Sham, Banya, Yasha'ala, La'ah, Hayah, Barat. Verse 27. Wayashalak, Parai, Wayakwa Ra'ah, Lamashah, Wala'aran, Wayamar, Alaham, Hataathia, Hapa'aim, Yahweh, Hatazadayak, Wa'anya, Wa'imiyah, Harashayam. Verse 28. Haithiarawa, Al Yahweh, Warab, Mahayath, Kolah, Alahayim, Wabarad. Wa Ashalaka, Athakam, Wala'a, the Sapawan, Laimad, verse 29. Wa Yalmar, Al Yawa, Mashah, Katazaathia, At, Ayar, Aparash, Ath, Kapaya, Al Yahweh, Aqualawath, Wakadalawan, Wakadalawan, Wahabarad, La'a, Yahaya, Iwad, Lama'ain, Tadai, Kaya, La Yahweh, Haraktaza. That's that last set of verses in the Hebrew. Going back into the English, this will be the last set, and then we'll close out with the prayers. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 23. And Moses stretched forth his rod.
It's 22.
That was the last verse of the last one.
No, but you're starting on 23, but you started reading 22.
And Moses stretched out his 23.
See what I got? Oh, it's like that's verse 10. My fault. Young man, right? I'm over here. My fault. You got it.
Verse 23. And Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail, and the fire ran along upon the ground, and the Lord rained hail upon the land of Egypt. Verse 24. So there was hail, and fire mingled with the hail.
That's fire and ice dropping down on you. That's got to be a crazy sight to see. That's got to be a whole mess to deal with.
That's right.
And again, you're going to have people, it's going to be chaotic. You're going to have people running all over the place, looking for cover, looking for shelter, looking for some kind of peace in all that chaos. Keep going.
Oh, come. Very grievous, such as there were none like it in all the land of Egypt, since it became a nation.
Something they had never seen before from the start of them being a nation. Keep going.
Verse 25. And the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail smote every herb of the field, and break every tree of the field.
So again, it destroyed the crops. It damaged the people, the livestock, the crops, even the wilderness. The trees got affected by this too. If you've never seen a storm that broke a tree in half, like that's a sight to see. I've seen the after effects of it. I've never seen it happen right in front of me, but we've seen trees falling over in storms before, because of the torrential wind and the rain, kind of softening up the material, and then the wind just snapping it. So it's definitely not outside of the scope of things that we've experienced. So it's not like these things are being these records are being expressed, and it's nothing that we haven't seen done on Earth. Meteorites fall all the time. Hailstorms happen, all over the globe. So these are real life events that we've seen historically happen, but now all this is getting concentrated on Egypt. Keep going.
Verse 25. Wait, let's do that. Verse 26.
No, read 25.
And the hail smote through.
No, my fault. You're right.
Yeah, 26. Verse 26. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were where was there no hail.
Again, that land being separate. I've seen it rain across the street. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen that, but I've seen a snowstorm. I've seen rainstorms across the street where I'm sitting, where I'm standing. Ain't nothing happening over here, but literally across the street, my neighbors are getting pelted. So like that again, that's something that we can see happen in nature and in history. Like that's a real event that takes place. So we're seeing this one land getting bombarded with this storm, and this other separate area untouched, unscathed. But everything is being concentrated right there in Egypt. Keep going.
Verse 27. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron, and said unto them, I have sinned this time. The Lord is righteous, and I and our people are wicked. Verse 28.
So now he's admitting to it. He's trying to come clean about it. Keep going.
Verse 28. Entreat the
And
Lord.
it's like it. And also, again, we got to remember that Pharaoh was a wicked bastard prior to any of this going down.
That's right.
Prior to him, making enemies with the Most High through his oppression over Israel. He was already a mean son of a gun.
That's right.
So this is just kind of icing on the cake for dude, like just exacting vengeance to his character in a sense for his actions already against the Israelites and against the Most High. So it's not like this is just coming out of the blue. It's a just consequence for his actions and his continued actions, and also being used as an example set against all the world. Because again, Egypt was like the pinnacle at this time, the most dominant empire. So getting destroyed, again, that's going to leave an impression on the other people. Keep going.
Entreat the Lord that there be no more mighty thunderings and hail, and I will let you go.
So now again, he's trying to make, it's like, read that last little bit.
And ye shall stay no longer.
So again, he's trying to renegotiate, as he's tried in the past. He tried humbling himself before, but always reneged. And so now listen to Moses' response on this one. Keep going.
Verse 29. And Moses said unto him, as soon as I am gone out of the city, I will spread abroad my hands.
Abroad.
It's like it. Abroad my hands unto the Lord, and the thunder shall cease, neither shall there be any more hail, that thou mayest know how that the earth is the Lord's.
So now he's telling them, like, listen, every other time that we try to make this deal, they were always still in the land. Now he would entreat to the Most High to let these plagues, subside while they were still there. And then he would do it. He would see that there's a bit of a peace and respite, and then he would afflict them again some more. He wouldn't let them go no more. He said, let these plagues stop, and I'll let y'all go. Moses agreed to it, entreated to the Lord. Everything died down. And then once that stopped, he thought he was free and clear. So he pressed the gas again and put more pressure on Israel. So now Moses is saying, listen, I'll do it, but we got to be out of the land first. Like, you got to already let us go. And then when we're free and clear, then I'll entreat to the Most High to see if he'll ease up on it. So we got a little bit left to go to see how this story ends. We still got a couple more plagues. And this is going to be the precursor to the Passover. Yeah, we still got a few chapters left in this joint. So join us next Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for the Milwaukee Sabbath service. Get in contact with school near you. Got any questions, comments, or concerns? Pay your tithes, ISUPK.com. We got the Feast of Purim coming up. March 13th and the 14th. That's a Thursday and a Friday. The 14th and the 15th of the 12th month. which falls on the 13th and the 14th of March this upcoming year. We got the Lord's Passover, April 12th, Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to Priest and Officer 5000 Madabar, his amazing family, the sister Nizamana, Israel. We about to stand for the prayers. Imagine. Upon Yaquadam, turn to face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 through 13. Nabanawu, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakuska, Thaba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazak, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawu, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanaw, Khabawat Now, Kasalak Now, Khabawat Yanaw, Wala'a, Tabiya Now, Banasawan, Abal, Hawsha Now, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwat, Waha'ala, Wahata Para, La'awalamyum. I will love you. Amen. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Praying for the Hakat, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Bab Kasha. Nathan Lanaw. Hakat. Hakat. La Rapa'ah. Kal Makala. Wakal Marwa. Hakat. Latahar. Hamatazarayim. Salaki. Hamatazarium. Hakat. Lahakwim. Hamathu, Hakat, Al Rakawa, Hatama'ala, Lagar Son, Bahashim Yahusha, Tuwara Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahusha, please give us the power, the power to heal all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahusha, thank you so big. Pray to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahusha, Barak Lanaw, Wayasha'ala, Wahabaya, Sapari, Barak, Bahashim Yahusha, Tuwara Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahusha, bless us, and Yasha'ala, and the school, in the name of Yahusha. Thank you so big. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azari, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Warataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'al, Yahweh, Shamarka, Makakislaki, Yahweh, Tazalka, Aliyah, Yamyinka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makarai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'itha, Wa'ai, Awalam. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yahshua shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he that keepeth Yahshua Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming
from
in
this time
from
forth
this time forth,
and even forevermore.
even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Allahayim,
Al damiyah lakah.
all damiyalaka,
Al takarash.
all takara,
Wa al tashakwat.
wa all tashakwat,
All
all
kayahana.
kayahana,
Al wayabika.
all wayabika,
Yahama yawan.
Yahama Yuwan,
Wa yapslake. Wa mashanayaka.
wa Mashanayaka,
Sha'a wa ra'ash.
or
Sha'a wa ra'ash.
Sha'al wa Ra'ash,
Al aimaka.
al Amaka,
Ya arayamu.
wa Aryamu,
Sawa.
Sawa,
Wa ya thaya aitazwa.
wa
Wa ya
ya,
thaya aitazwa.
the ya Atazwa,
Al tazapawanyaka.
al Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa.
Amaru,
Lakawa.
Lakawa,
Wana kakidam.
Na Kakedam,
Magawya.
Magalia,
Wala'a.
Wala'a,
Yazakar.
Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'al.
Sham Yasha'al,
Iwa.
Iwa,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Nawa atazawa.
Nawa Atazwa,
La.
La,
Yakarwa.
Yakharu,
Alika.
Alika,
Barya.
Maya,
Yakaratwa.
Yakaraku,
Ahalya.
Ahalia,
Arawam.
Arawam,
Waya Shamai alayam.
Wa Yashma Aliyam,
Mawa'aba.
Ma'aba,
Wahagarian.
Wa Hagari,
Gabal.
Gabal,
Wa Amawan.
Wa Amwan,
Wa Amalak.
Wa Amalak,
Parashat.
Parasha,
Am Yasabia.
Am Yashabi,
Tazawar.
Tazawar,
Gam Ashawar.
Gum Ashua,
Nalawa.
Nalawa,
Imam.
Amam,
Hayawat.
Iwa,
Zarwat.
Dawa,
Labanya Lawat.
Laban Yalwa,
Salat.
Salat,
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Laham,
Kamadian.
Kamadian,
Kasiyah Sara'ah.
Kasiya Sarah,
Kayabian.
Kayabi,
Banakal. Salat. Salat. Yeah, Kayabian. Banakal.
Banako,
Kwayashwan.
Payashwan,
Nashamadwa.
Nashimaru,
Bayanda Ara.
Bayanda Abu,
Hayawat.
Iwa,
Daman.
Dama,
La Dam.
La Dama,
Shayatamwa.
Shaitam,
Nadaya Mawa.
Nadaya Mawa,
Kaira.
Kairab,
Wakazaaba.
Wakaza,
Wakazaaba.
Wakaza Abba,
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak,
Wakatazalmanai.
Wakotazalmanai,
Kalnasakamwa.
Kotasaya Kamu,
Ashar.
Ashar,
Amarwa.
Amarwa,
Naya Rashad.
Nair Shah,
Lanawa.
Lanawa,
Ah.
Ah,
Nawa.
Nawa,
Alahayim.
Alahayam,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Shaitamwa.
Shaitamwa,
Kagalgala.
Gogala,
Kakwash.
Kakwash,
Lapanya Rawaka.
Apunyu,
Raka.
Raka,
Kaash.
Kaash,
Saba Ira Yaira.
Daba Ira,
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba,
Salahat.
Salahat,
Haryam.
Haryam,
Kantar Datma.
Kantar Datma,
Basa Irika.
Basa Arika,
Wabasa Wapafka.
Wabasa Pafka,
Dabalaham.
Dabalaham,
Mala'a.
Mala'a,
Panyaham.
Punyaham,
Kwalawan.
Kalawan,
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa,
Shamka.
Shamka,
Yahawa.
Yahawa,
Yabashwa.
Wabashwa,
Wayabahalwa.
Wayabaho,
Adi Adi.
Adia Ai,
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakaparwa,
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa,
Wayadaiwa.
Wayadaadwa,
Kaya Atha.
Kaya Ata,
Shamka.
Shamka,
Yahawa.
Yahawa,
Labadka.
Labadwa,
Al Yawan.
Aliwan,
Al.
Ai,
Kal.
Kai,
Haratazat.
Harataza,
In English, keep not thy silence, O God.
keep not thy silence, O God,
Hold not thy peace.
hold not thy peace,
And be not still, O God.
be not still, O God,
For lo,
for lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumble,
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
that they that hate thee have lifted up the head,
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
they have taken crafty counsel against thy
and
people,
consulted against thy hidden ones.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation,
let us cut them off from being a nation,
that the name of Yahshua may be no more in remembrance.
that the name of Yahshua Allah shall be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together with one consent,
They have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They have conferred against
The tabernacles of Edom
the tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab
of Moab
and the
and
Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
Gebal
Gabal
and Ammon
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
Amalek,
the
the
Philistines
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also was joined with them.
Assur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
Do unto them as unto the
as
Midianites,
to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kishon,
the brook of Kishon,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb
Make their nobles like Oreb,
and like Zeb.
and like Zeb.
Yea,
Yea,
all the princes as Zabah
all the princes as the Ba,
and as Zalmunna,
and as Almunna,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
O my power,
O my power,
make them like the wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as they stow before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid with thy storm,
Fill their faces with shame,
and fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and perish,
let them be put to shame and perish,
that men may know that thou,
that men may know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Prepare for the power structure in Hebrew, Barakatah Yahweh, Yahweh Shai,
Rock thy how Yahweh Shai,
Wamayaka Allah,
Wamiyaka Allah,
Wa Alahayim,
Walahai,
Matazab Ya'ah, Alawak Yahana, Matazab Ya'ah,
Matazabia,
Alawak Yahana,
Alawab Yahana,
Ha'alawapim,
Alawabim,
Hasaranyum,
Asaranya,
Hakwatazayanyum,
Hakotazaya,
Hachayayalyum,
Hakayayanya,
Wahaquatin,
Kwati,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'asim Yahushai,
Bashim Yahweh,
Tuaraman.
the water Aman.
In English, bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
and Yahweh,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yahana,
commanding General
the
Yahweh,
generals,
the generals,
the captains,
captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the
and the
sisters.
sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of
in
Yahushai,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
thank you so big.
thank you, so be it.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of
in the
Yahushai,
name of Yahweh Shai,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now,
right now.
the evils and curses,
The evil and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against us,
that speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school,
and the schools,
and evils and curses,
and evils and curses,
and punishment and
and
destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the treasure of the rich of Israel
the treasure of the rich of Israel
that refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school,
Force their riches
force their riches
to enter into thy sanctuary.
to enter into thy sanctuary,
Send evils and curses,
send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and
to
destruction
the Edomites
to the Edomites,
and the nations
and the nations,
and their drug dealers,
and the drug dealers,
the court system,
the court
the
system,
prison
the
system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and
the
armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Roman Catholic
the
Church,
Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Islam, Islam,
Islam,
Islam.
Islam.
I don't know if that dude can hear me. Islam. That wasn't for you. Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology.
Egyptology,
That's for Pharaoh. Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
the Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation.
Aryan
That's for Elon Musk. The skinheads,
skinheads,
Pascomatazzi, the
Pascomatazzi,
gay movement,
gay
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft.
workers of
That's
witchcraft,
the space
that's
program,
the space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street.
Wall Street,
Open up the internet
open up the internet
and the airwaves,
and the airways,
cable access channels,
cable access
and the
channels,
radio
and
channels.
the radio channels,
Convict the spirit
convict the spirit
of any of thy people
of any of thy people
that seek to stop us
that seek to stop us,
and bring swift destruction
that bring swift
to
destruction
all the heathen
to all the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the way
or try to stop us
or try to stop us
from broadcasting your words
from broadcasting your
throughout
words
the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the
cause
plagues,
them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro
through the earth and consume them.
through the earth and consume
Let the
them.
plague shake the house of the thief
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahushua,
let Yahweh
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the frying saucers,
and punish all the heathens
punish all the heathens
that come up against us
that come up against us
as we speak thy word.
as we speak that word.
Cause to be known by all
Cause to be known by all.
that it's the angels that have done it.
That's the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media
Cause to be spread through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake it that coming.
Cause us to shake it that
In
comes.
the name of Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh.
thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
So out to the front. Salute the Torah. Sorry. Yahweh Shem Yahshabrak. Yeah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshabrak. Yeah.
Yeah, Bashem Shopper Brakia.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshabrak. Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Latam Hashem Yahweh to the sisters. That concludes Sabbath service. Islam is trash. Muhammad is trash. Muslims are trash. 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 Trash.